Oh. All right. Okay, okay. All right, cool. Do this. Okay. Should be chill. Hey, nice ass. Alright, so I just added in returns. I'm gonna talk about it probably. Programming here, shit. Vibing. Okay, cool. That should be fine. My mic may be muted. Hello? Okay. Alright, I'll boost this up so you guys can actually hear me talk. Hello? Can you hear me now? Okay, cool. Okay. Should be okay. Alright. Let's get cooking. Alright. Alright, so we're gonna add in a button here for adding a listing. And then on the listing, you'll be able to create a sale from a listing, right? So let's go ahead and do that. We should have button dark somewhere. Okay. So let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna give, if we open up our button dark, we give a type, we give a text nav on click disabled variant type. Okay. All right. Button dark. We're gonna give text equal to, I will say add listing, create listing plus listing. We're going to do nav navigate slash product slash product ID slash navigate to this. So for my admin header for create button, background here, product page. Right, greater J621. Do this undo. Okay, cannot update a component browser router while rendering a component product page. Let's get the advanced sense. 248. Create products. Create listing. Okay, so hold on. I want to go to my product. Products page. Product grid. Yeah, admin page. You guys hear that? Product major on. I'm lost here. I want to go to my products. My brain is so tired. We want to go to the add filter bars. Admin page, create product page, this is just our admin page. Admin header. Okay. So you're going to go to /products /product. You're going to go to the. You're going to do this, sorry. Your nav to /products /product. Oh my god. $$ product.id / this. Go to the product, your product /product ID here. Create listing. No, it's just create listing. So listings is on the product page. Yeah, so you can go to. Where was I? Where was I? Oh my god. Getting lost. Product ID / create listing. This will take you to a page to create an actual listing, right? Cool. And then on click of the button, I don't think it's going to do anything because we have a navigate in there because it's a navigate option, so no. it's fine. So I think that's all we need right there. So we're gonna do flex row. The listing inside of it. Create listings. What did I do on the previous one? On the admin page, I did it's in the admin header, I guess. No, it's not. I'm getting lost. I'm too tired for this right now. Hey, what's going on, Master? I'm building me and my girlfriend's clothing site for vintage clothing. So on the admin page, I should have that button somewhere. It's not in the product matrix. So go admin page. Here above the filter bar. It's in the product search bar. Here. Just says text press product admin. /admin/create product. Oh, that's a /admin/create product. Maybe I should keep it like that. So I click on this, like go to products. Maybe we should change that. So on the products page, it's just well, on the admin page actually, we would navigate. Navigate to admin, create product. Cool. So we're on the admin page. In the products matrix, if you click on a product, right, the on click of our product here goes to /admin/product/ID. So if we go back here, admin product ID, now we need to go to the product page. And this is where that's being received at. So in our app, admin create product, about product ID. Admin products. All right, yes. Nice. So now we'll have create product be its own thing. So then we have admin product ID. And so on that click for going to a specific product, it goes to admin product ID, admin. Maybe it should be admin products, create product. Admin products, create products. Right. And so then if we go to that component, product search bar, admin products / create product. Should still work, here we go. Nice, so now it kind of has better definition across the board. So what we can do now is go back to a product. We have a listing here. This goes to products. So we need to have that hook. So let's go back to admin page. Admin page. For that button. Oh, it's products page. Listings here. / admin / product / product. Okay, there we go. So now that goes to that page. / admin products / create listing for that specific listing, for that product ID. / products product ID. Maybe she product. So you go to the products, then you have the specific product ID, then a page setting up that product ID. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So now what we're gonna do is create that page. So we're gonna take our create product page. Gonna kind of mimic this into a create listing page.jsx here. So import navbar, create product form. This will be create listing form. Right. We don't have one, right? Get reference data, create a listing, get listing. So maybe we wouldn't even need this because a listing just needs some basic information. So we'll see an admin header. That's fine. So this will be create listing page. We don't need categories and clothing types for a listing. We don't need this, but we will need a listing. A setter for listing references. So our use effect will be load data. Get listing reference data, set listing reference data, data dot a use effect for load data. Oh, do I really have that twice on that? Create product page. Use effect load data, load data. Oh, I do have it twice for some reason. Okay, so we will get reference data. Okay, return navbar, admin header, backpath. So this is create listing. This would be /admin/products/ product. So we have the pass. You need the product ID for the specific product. And then we'll do that same thing we did in the other thing. So products/admin/products/this. Yeah, because I'll take you back to that thing that you want to go to. Because then, like in product page, you have. No, it wasn't in product page. It was in. Product page. You just create a product, so you don't need a reference to the previous product. We did. Index, generic matrix, component. This didn't take an ID. Which page was it? The admin page did not take an admin. You search for listing. You can create one. You can click on it for a product page specifically. Product page gets passed a const use params ID, which pulls IDs from params. Yeah, right there. That's it. So I remember now. So you use this use params, which pulls the ID out of the parameters of the URL, right? And so if we go back to product page, does that have any sort of use effect in that? Oh, no. No. Okay, so it should just happen automatically. So use params ID here. So then you'll go to products ID here. So what we need to do is I'm going to comment this out for now. I'm going to comment these out for now. See if we can get this page to load. I'm not getting errors here. Okay, it's not our admin, right? So we want to do route admin products ID / create listing. create listing form. Create product page not defined. Oh, we're getting there. We're getting there. Use terms not a function. Oh, that comes to React Router DOM, sorry. Okay, now we're back. Okay, so we're back in this thing. Yo, Mad Lab, huge fan. What do you do? What you do? You won't believe this. I watch a lot of your VODs. First time catching you live. That's crazy. I figured that I have a lot of like, let me know if this is you, but like international viewers. So I figured that I don't, being that programming, I'm waking my girlfriend up. Being that programming is so like internationally popular. Hey Cooper. I figured that I had a lot of international viewers, and haven't been getting a lot of viewers lately on my during the day normal streams because I've been streaming earlier, because I've been I don't have traffic in this new spot in this new city I'm in, and it's nice and everything, and so I'm able to stream earlier after work, and because I get to work earlier and get home earlier, and but like the streams are kind of dead, so let me know. I appreciate you giving me a pep talk, and because I've been kind of being like, dude, this is kind of a bummer, like the stream's kind of been dead lately. But it is what it is. It's just, I guess we're just getting practice programming, and I would be sitting here anyways programming, so I might as well just stream it. That's kind of what matters. So okay, we're back here. So now we need to do this create product form, or create listing form, right? So we have a create product form in our components here, right? So let's go through this and see if we can do a create listing form .jsx. Okay, let's do this. Export default, create listing form. I don't think we need the reference select here. So this is going to be create listing. Which we don't have yet. And I don't think we need reference select. So we're not going to pass any props into here except for so the parent is going to fetch listings anyways, right? So here we're not passing any parent data in, and then the setters for those things, so I don't think we need that. But we probably would want to reference the ID. I mean, you don't really need much information though. Like, that's really relevant. It's kind of more universal. You just need so you do need the listing reference data that we are creating on the front end. So then we can get rid of this, set listing. Okay, so this, I don't think we need these. Because this is just whatever you're picking, it's updating the ID to that ID value. So maybe you would have a so use effect. We don't need to do this. Do I do this? Don't need to do any of that. So handle. Handle submit using events that errors. Default form data, current target, product data. Form data. Okay, so now we would take what we want from a listing. So listing, you're going to give a parent product ID. So for this one, you're going to give a product ID, a product ID. This is just going to be ID passed. Product ID. Okay. Category ID. We don't need that. So you're going to need listing price. Clothing type ID. No, so listing price, listing start, which would be optionally today, or an override value. Primary size ID. Listing end. can't give a listing end in this creation. So no. Listing end reason, no. Listing platform says key. Listing platform. Our notes. Any notes you want for the listing you place here. So you get console.log product data. You create product data given. Cost for data different. Would it be like this? Because these would be, we have to do that get. Get listing price. We probably change these over as well. To get notes. This would be a number, I guess. Listing price. Okay. Simulation successful. Okay. So I create. So we're gonna pass product ID, product SKU, and I guess we'll also pass the product SKU. And so I'll take the product SKU and I'll use it as a descriptor here. I know I need to get the stream more cozy again. I feel like that helped with the viewership rate. I need to put back up get like a whole setup going again. Sorry. Oh. Yes, I did move out. I bought a house. Um, I had stacked up enough cash after just grinding away, being frugal, just grinding, working hard. A couple promotions, stacked enough cash for down payment for a place in a lesser market. Found another job and transferred and bought a house, bought a place, and I just got done last weekend. I wired Ethernet. I did it myself. I didn't pay anybody, but oh my gosh, it took me forever. I went up in my attic. I had to go find the wall right here where my desk is, maybe that shares the two guest bedrooms. There's a wall that shares both of them. Find the place in between the studs, drill down, drop my long Ethernet. I dropped 4 wires, 2 ports for each room, so they're both facing. Both the ports are in the same spots, just in the other side of the room. 2 ports each room, 4 wires total. Ran those up all the way over to the network room in the master bedroom closet. Had to tap into a little conduit, feed the wires down, get a network switch, crimp the cables myself, jack the cables and then everything, and then did it all myself. We got gig fiber internet. It feels good. Here, let's do a speed test. Let's do a speed test here. Even while I'm streaming. Even while I'm streaming, I'm getting 900 megabits per second. Yeah, I'm getting even while, yes, dude, that's exactly what I wanted. Finally. When you're like 16 or 12 or whatever, 12 to 16, you're like, I swear, when I grow up and get my own place, I'm gonna have fast internet. Finally, we fulfilled the childhood, but now I don't even play video games anymore, so it's like, you and I kind of started at the same time. I'm doing more AI ML work and you have been in my benchmark since, but you are winning right now. I'll make sure I win. I'm still in first year. Oh, nice, dude. Hey, you've been doing did you start doing AI ML work at the same time we started AI ML? Or did you start doing program when we started programming as well? I haven't done AI ML since I made those past videos. I need to get back and do more, but honestly, it's harder to come by real world projects for those things. I guess maybe there are of course real things, but it feels very saturated. When honestly, full stack programming from scratch and stuff is kind of like a new niche because it's such a but no one watches this stuff. Oh god, it's true. My throat's kind of sore. Okay, where were we? Yeah, we added the product SKU. Oh, nice, Blame. I appreciate you kind of being here. Well, guess what, dude? I just got my first ever payout from Twitch after all these years. After 2 years of streaming, I got my first ever $50. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we got the SKU. Great listing. Hold on, I'm lost here. Create listing. So this is the form itself here. Okay, good. Okay. So create listing. We don't need a reference select. We can just use a regular select. Right. So I'll use a regular select, make an option. So the first option, okay, so it looks like we do have some styles on these selects that we want to keep in mind. So the first option that we're going to have is going to be, this is in for brand, right? What do we have? We have product ID, that's associated, that's already known. Create listing. How do you physically do you have to backtick these? Oh yeah. Create listing. Product SKU. Create listing for this product SKU, right? That'll be good. So then you have brand, but we don't have brand. This is going to be, we already have the associated ID. So this will be price of this listing. Probably, we'll first do the selectable option, right? So this will be platform. So this would be platform. Select option. So this is going to be select, and then inside of this is going to be a thing we're going to say for, no, so we're going to say we're going to say listing reference, the listing reference data, right? Dot platforms. Because we're going to shape this data ourselves. Listing reference data dot platforms dot map. So open this cheese up. Wow, I know how to do. Remember how to do that. And then you're going to map every platform into an option. Right? And I guess we're going to have key equal to platform. Because these are going to be they are unique in the fact that they're enums from our database. You and I are doing backend without, you are doing a backend without a framework and front end with React. Yeah, I built a backend from scratch myself. Well, I'm using SQL Alchemy, but like the models and stuff, and I built myself with SQL Alchemy and Pydantic, and then I'm using React front end and not using any pre-built components. I built my components. I probably might use some pre-built ones eventually, but for now I don't really need them. Basic stuff. Leave a like if you could. If you guys could hype for this late night stream. I rarely do late night streams. If you could just do that hype on the YouTube, that new thing, that'd be really cool. Let me know if you did it. Okay. So we're gonna have platform. So then the next option is going to be listing price. So this is going to be a select. What is a drop down? Or what's a fill? Input, that's right. It's platform. We're gonna do here is going to be listing price. We're going to get rid of this. Select. We're going to do a input. Open this up. I believe you give a type text here. Something like that. Let's see, what did I have? I always forget these like little. So input type is date for input, that one. Name date required. So you name the input. The default value, okay. So type is text. Name equals to listing price. So for each of these labels, do we have to give them we do give name to input and then it pulls those. Yes, okay. So that's how it's giving them. So input select option. Maybe name. Because key is how it renders it distinctly. So listing price, we would do input here, name listing price. And this is just name platform. We don't need product to be platform. Product ID is given immediately. It's passed. So platform key is the individual platform dot we'll see. Listing price. So our listing price is a label. Listing price type input select name listing price. We don't need a distinct key on this. It's not looping or anything, so I think it's fine as its own thing. Next we have listing right. We'd have listing start, which is a date time. Input date, so let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Oh, so you have listing price. Min, number, name. So type number. Actually. Number, you have step equals to quote 0.01. Min equals to quote 0. Source. Date acquired. Here we go. So this will be listing start. Date acquired. Default value local today. date. So this would be, yeah, this would be listing start. Nodes. Now we'll have listing, and you don't give platform listing. Already have listing platform. Oh, the key is platform. Listing start, notes, button, save, status loading, cool enough, boom. Nice. So what we're gonna do is we need to do this create listing in the API functs. So we have a create here. Create listing. We're going to go to slash we're going to post a slash we're going to post to slash listings create listing with data error creating listing, give an error. We're going to also need to export async function get listing reference data export async function get we're gonna have a const equals to this is going to be so we have variables here we're going to unpack with a promise, right, that we're going to resolve. So the variables we're going to unpack are listing platforms, and we're going to unpack that with an await promise all, and we're going to await get listing get listing get listing platforms. So a get listing platform, we're going to basically take one of our getters, get listing platforms, async get listings, because we have reference data. It's gonna be on this router. We don't have a listing. This is product/create listing. Products, listings, create listings. Reference data get. Reference data test listings. So in reference data, we're gonna get listings, listing platforms. Maybe I'll change this to its own type of router, but I haven't nested in products. So we're going to go to products, listings, create listings. So we're probably going to post to get listings, create listings, given data. Product ID is in data. Right. Product ID is in data. So products router wouldn't need to pull data out of the past route. We would just take data from the value given in data, because this gets specific route of listings and sales. But if we do this, right, and do a slash listings. Yeah, I should just make my own router for listings. Probably be the easiest thing to do. So now I have to do this. Put listings in here. Data is going to be listing create. There's already a listing. So we'll say existing is equal to existing is equal to select. We're gonna select listings dot where the select listing dot where, and we're going to do where the listing platform is equal to the data dot listing platform. Right, if there's already a listing for this platform, for this specific product, right? I envy your consistency as long as pretty, if not. Probably like 3 or 4 or 5 days, maybe a week. But I go, I like with the way I think about things and like the way I am, like I think about programming and projects and math and science every day. So, like I may not be like directly sitting at my desk putting all my attention at it at some like for, every like on a weekend or something every so often. But like when I drive, I'm like planning projects, like I feel like I'm like working all the time, like every second of every day, except if I'm like playing guitar or something. Like if I'm truly not doing anything, like I'm watching TV or playing a game, like. But other than that, if I'm not distracted by something totally recreational, I'm thinking about basically this kind of stuff. And I think that's why I'm able to learn things pretty quick, is because I kind of like mentally obsess over what I like, and just I think and I think and I think and just about it over and over and over again. Like object-oriented programming, I like got that to click pretty quick just because I just thought about it, just burned in my mind over and over and over again. So, products router. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Listings router.py. Okay, so let's remember if I can do this. From fast API, import API router. We're gonna do router equals to API router / prefix equals to / tags. Response model equals to, we're going to get / listings, so the default, and we're going to get, my response model is going to be listing read. It's from server.models.listing, import listing. Huh. Oh. From server.schemas.listing import all. Okay, so we have get the listing here. We'll do def get listings, which will be take in nothing but a database parameter, which is a session equal to a Pydantic type depends call on a get db function. So what I did here was it's a type of session, which is returned by a function called getDB dependency on my function getDB, right? So, or that might be, I might say that terribly, but we're gonna do from server dot database dot engine import get, no, where's that guy at? It's in session. And then we're gonna do, this is in fast API? No. Session is in Pydantic. It's gotta be in the ORM, right? Yes, it's in the ORM. And then the depends is in the router, right? Yeah. I remember. Okay, so this is gonna be statement equals to. I thought about doing maybe like some tutorials or like breakdowns of like how to use SQL Alchemy and Pydantic and stuff together, like to build these kinds of projects and link them up with front-end stuff. Let me know if you'd be interested in that kind of stuff. How's it going, Q-Strike? Sometimes it's hard for me to start, but when I do, it gives me a great sense of accomplishment. Yeah, for sure, man. I feel that way exactly. Have you tried Vim? No. Honestly, I kind of stayed away from learning a lot of that arbitrary kind of third-party stuff that doesn't actually, you know, stuff that's supplementary to writing code. I've kind of held off on learning because it seems like just tangent paths away from actually learning and writing code. Right. If I spent all that brain power, like learning NeoVim, just building something and learning whatever, you know, I'd rather just do that, I think, other than like the struggle of, I don't know, maybe eventually. Got like, trip him. Oh, no, spill on me. Okay. Select listing. Oh yeah, that's where we need it. So we do need it from server dot models dot listing. So select listing dot where dot. How do you, so you say select? Yeah, we'll do a scalars call to a statement. Ah, shoot, that's right. So the statement is select listing. You just select all of listings, right? And then you just do return database dot scalars for the statement dot all, and then we would need to import select from SQL Alchemy or just maybe from SQL Alchemy. Yeah, it's in the core. Why? How do I know this stuff? How am I knowing this? I have read the docs, or at least like I've been reading the docs. May I ask, why do you still learning how to build CRUD apps? Well, AI kind of have already mastered it. Well, that's generic. It's a good question. And to be honest with you, I am mainly just doing this for the practice of actually learning the frameworks behind these modules and whatnot. And I can easily just use AI to probably do these things. And for one, I'd have to spend money to do that. Um, I don't want to be bottlenecked by an AI to do that. Um, so like um, there's that, for instance. I don't want to have to pay some third party for something. I'm cheap, and I don't want to have another subscription. Two, think they keep changing frequently, and I would have to bounce around my subscription from thing to thing or have multiple, because it seems like there's different tools for different things if I was completely dependent on it, and that just adds more money, more things I have to know, and I don't know, whatever. But mainly it's the money thing. Um, Except I'm just cheap. Three, I think I already mentioned it, but I think I already said it. But it's the learning aspect is this is mainly the more important thing, is that I I have messed around with letting AI just build some, like we were doing that like lab rat stuff where we're doing like kind of like LIMS laboratory management system crap stuff. I kind of let the AI kind of just do that kind of stuff, and I didn't find any enjoyment out of it. Sitting back there watching it waiting for a pinwheel to finish going, just really did not provide me any satisfaction at all. Yeah, maybe I could have picked up my guitar in between and learned guitar, and then prompted, and then picked up my guitar and learned prompted, picked up my, but you know, that's the new reality. I don't know. I don't really. It wasn't for me, but I do use AI to answer all my questions. Like, it is my new search engine. Like, it is way faster, way better at giving me the information, semi-accurate information, presently right there, and how I can use my knowledge and expertise and experiences to take that information and do what I see fit with it. Cool. I really don't think that there's any and this stuff is so new. There's no methods or formulas or whatever to we're all kind of figuring this out together. We, especially no one grew up with this in the school, so like no, it wasn't taught at all, and we're just kind of winging it. But I also find that it might be like generic, but it kind of like has like a attachment to me, maybe, like in terms of I actually care about it. If I write the code, if I sit here and invest all this time and effort, I actually might follow through and actually have an investment in this business. So me and my girlfriend run Brita Linen, which was Birdie Rose Clothes, but it's where we source vintage clothing in our area to try to rehome and recycle really nice vintage clothing and get it at good prices for you guys, to give it for you guys to get at good prices. We don't want to like scalp or have high margins or nothing. We want to kind of just hand it off to you guys and give us a little bit on top to keep us going. And that's kind of the goal of the business, really. It's kind of more of a hobby business rather than like a serious thing, but we needed like a system to automate that. And yeah, I could have paid something and had some pre-built thing and one-shotted AI that needed a lot of fix and spent some money prompting over and over again. But this taught me a new skill. This taught me, I actually have direct attachment. So after building this, I'm not just going to give up. I'm more statistically likely, in my opinion, to not just give up on the project, because I've actually spent sweat equity, actually investing my time into the project rather than one-shotting with it. Now, that's not saying that the other can't be true, where you can't one-shot and actually care about something, but I think there might be some, if you did some math and some polling, there might be some statistics in the fizzle likelihood of AI projects related to completely handcrafted projects. Now we'll see potentially. Now that might just be to like us. That might be more towards like a side project kind of point of view, like things like this, not like big foundational projects that people use AI that they can really, people that know what they're doing, build drivers and all that. I don't know. But that's enough of my rambo, I guess. I mean. And that's another thing, blame. Exactly. Having to do a bug, one-shot AI slap is pretty hard than just... That's kind of been my understanding, is that it's a lot of effort. And it might be kind of like this sunk cost, like having already know the programming and know how to kind of do it. It seems like it's more effort to have to explain myself in great algorithmic like detail for every minute little thing I have in my mind, to have the AI do that, rather than just me coming on stream, having a conversation, hanging out with you guys, and just, doing it for fun. Yeah, I might be able to get it done faster in the first time, and whether you equate speed, and speed and efficiency are often equated like linearly towards one another, like, or parallel, right? So, but like maybe, I don't know, there's just no like proof, because everything is so different. There's no like, well, that it is for sure costs you more energy to have to go back through and edit the slop, because like it's just like there's no measured statistics, or everything is so new. Everyone's just speculating, and I'm right there too. Like I'm right there as well, like speculating along, trying to put some sort of answer to these questions, right? That are just floating in the air, that everybody has, and we all are. It's just normal to have them as human nature, trying to define things. That's literally what humans do, is try to define things. Like, fair enough, I'm not saying the skill is useless, but would you think starting at a different layer would be a better starting point to the world of programming? Oh, for sure. Like to spin up this project, like I didn't just you should go back and watch the streams and see how I use AI. Now, I've been doing a lot of hand coding to this stream because I built the architecture to a point where I can kind of copy my pre-existing architecture components and retrofit them to what I'm liking. And yeah, I could use AI to do that, but I don't really need to burn tokens to do that. Like it's money. Like I can just, I can do it myself, a little bit of work, rather than spending and burning tokens. The cost of tokens are expensive. Like it's not cheap. So like you have to also factor in those costs, and maybe in like 3 or 4 years, I think AI is at a point, especially with the prices of memory, that if you remember back in like 2013 to 2015 when you tried to build your own PC, if you're old enough to have been around back then, I built my very first computer when I was like 13 or 14, and I built it with an MSI GTX 1070 as my graphics card. If I had bought that $300 for that graphics card and bought NVIDIA stock at the time, I'd be like a millionaire. But anywho, I built but back then the prices of SSDs were just as expensive as they were now, almost. And they dropped rapidly because the technology popularized and became, manufacturing improved and streamlined and whatnot. Other competitors came out and whatnot. Now you're seeing, due to demand fluctuations, prices reach back to those levels, not because of like limitations of technology per se, because we have a lot of companies producing, but just a sheer demand, right? That's the difference. Now, where am I going with this? I don't really know where I'm going with this. I kind of am rambling. We had a challenge between friends to debug an AI's lab coded website. and make it work perfectly fine with no security issues. Oh, nice. That sounds cool. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be very. I don't know. I just suck at also being. Maybe this is a skill I don't have yet because I haven't really practiced it. But being like dropped into like someone else's code and being able to just like go. Like, I usually have to like write my own stuff from scratch, which I will admit isn't the best. Is probably a flaw I need to work on. Getting familiar with, like, as if I just picked up a book and were able to read read a page or two in the middle of it and kind of get an idea of what was going on. Similar to how I could be able to pick up a code base and maybe do that. But I just don't have any experience really picking up anybody's code. Maybe I could use AI for that. What are you guys working on right now? Let me know what you're working on. Okay, let's keep it pushing here. I'll code for a little bit longer, maybe like 15 more minutes or so. Leave a like if you like the late night stream. If you guys could use that like new YouTube hype button and see if that works. Let me know what that does. Yeah, blame. I wanted to like maybe take like the Yahoo Finance module and just try to like read it from front to back. Codecraft. That's funny, dude. Look in my description. I'm affiliate with Codecrafters. So if you want to make a Codecrafters account, use my link down below and make an affiliate account for free. We've built about halfway through the shell, and I started but that was when we did that in C. About halfway through the shell in C, and I started the HTTP server in C, but I haven't gotten very much further because I started building this because me and my girlfriend need to get this site moving. Now that we're in our new spot, we need to start selling clothes again. Okay. So we have our listing router that we're building here with get listing all. Okay, then we have, let's do a router dot post, and we're gonna post to /listing/ create listing. We already have this products router, listings, create listings here. Create listing, response model, listing read. Just expecting a listing create here. Now we're going to respond with a listing read. We're going to take in a listing create. We're going to select existing where platform equals existing. You can only have one listing on the platform for that item. We would say like, what if existing dot, or if database dot execute existing So you do scalar if existing or is HTTP or you burn. Okay. So you select. No, you do DB scalar select. Oh, DB scalar the statement. Okay. DB scalar the statement. And then you do dot first. No, that just gives you the one back. And then this would give you the existing object back row from scalar. Right. And then you would just say if existing raise HTTP error, and then we can go up here and status HTTP exception error code status code would be 40 status wait, how did I do this? Oh, it's a method on it, sorry. This will be conflict. Detail will be create, what kind of error did I use? Brand with name already exists, so listing with listing on platform. And I guess we'll put in here the platform. Yeah, we'll do the listing platform here already exists. We have, so what we'll do is we'll do listing is equal to the listing table, and we're going to add in values from this listing, or this listing object. Yeah, then you feed in the values, so listing price. You have to give all of these, right? From the so we have listing price here. Data.listing price. Listing start, listing end. Oh, so we're not, a listing create doesn't allow you to put a listing start. which we should. So let's go to our listing schema. Listing create. But you can take a listing end? What was I thinking? No, you can't make a listing end in create. Listing end is in a read or an update. Like listing end would be in here. Product ID, listing price, start, end reason. Which would be none. That gives you an option to make a listing end reason on create. Which you probably don't want. So it'd probably be in the same boat as the listing end here. With an update listing end reason, you can update. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good point. If I put AI into the project now, like it could definitely match up. Like now that I've gotten the architecture completely built out, and like to this point where I'm just basically polishing additional features to like build the architecture to this point, it could probably do a pretty good job here. But had I not understood the architecture of what I wanted, programming in general, how things work together and flow, speed of some data structures and algorithms, like JSON, all that jazz, I would have never been able to get to this point and put it all together, and it would cost me probably hundreds of dollars in prompts to put something like this together. So far, maybe I don't know, maybe a few dollars, maybe $20. I don't know. I'm making my own Redis and integrating them in my past projects. Definitely should have blue light filtering. I took a nap earlier, that's why I'm up. I took a nap, I fell asleep after work. I like got home from work, I sat down in bed and I know I should probably maybe do some classes. How's it going, Mia? Okay, so where were we? So listing. Listing start. We already have product ID. Platform. So to create a listing object, end goes none, end reason goes none. Platform gets filled, notes. Okay, cool. So we'll add the listing. Commit the listing. Return the listing. Database. So the brown router. Okay, so now we have the ability to add a listing given a product ID. Right, listing price, listing start, listing platform, listing end and end reason are optional nones. Good. Good. How's it going, Bland? Welcome. Okay. So that's good. So I'll remove this. We don't want to do listings here. So this is listings. So I'll take this out. We'll have a getter here. Get ID of list, a specific ID of listings, right? So this one takes the ID from the function here. So get, wait, oh, sorry, listings. Right here. We pass this ID into this with these params sort by, right? So this gets slash product. So this is going to be slash listings ID. All right, slash listings ID. And you'll just get listings ID. So this gets all listings. This gets all listings of a product. Right. Product ID. Yeah, so get product ID. I use ID here. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So this will get the listings for a specific product ID. Right, yeah, good. This gets all listings in our database. This gets listing slash product ID. Then we could get a specific listing via listing ID from a specific product. And get listing via product. Get listings. This will be get product listing, get listings via product ID. Get listings via product ID. I think I'll get a job now as a full stack man. Nice. Me too. We'll do it together. Oh my gosh. We wish, right? Okay, so this does create listing. I think we're fine there. Okay. So then products router. Any more listing stuff on here? I don't think so. We do. We have this one. We join sale listing here for sales, right? Which is fine. We'll abstract that one out into sales. This is returns. That's fine. We have to do that for a triple join. We're not using any of these schemas. Okay, I think we're okay. So we have our listings router here. So our function get listings is going to take a product ID, pass it to listings product ID, and just get that, right? Sort by, that's how we set it up, array and get listings. So now we have this get listings platform is what we need to write, which is in reference data listings platforms. So I might just do let's just do slash listings. No, because the listings has to do with like actual rows. This is reference data. So get reference data listing platforms. So we're going to go to our reference data router here. We're going to have a at router.get, and we're going to use a thing of slash right, what we just matched it to. So this would be reference data slash listing platforms. Gotta challenge my mind there to remember. So we're gonna get to the last listing platforms, and we're gonna have a response model. A list of we're gonna have a list of what? We're gonna have a list of, I guess they're our enums, right? I think it's our enums. But these are pydantic models. I'm gonna ask this question. I'm writing this router for reference data listing platforms. I'm trying to determine what response model for the listing enums that this table actually is. It's not a pydantic model or a pydantic schema. We have a listing pydantic schema, but we have enums associated with that pydantic schema with on a model level. How would you represent this? So import enum listing platforms during enum depot approximate blah blah blah. Router listing platforms from a listing platform. Get list of listing platform. Okay, cool. So it just works together like that. That's awesome. Awesome. From We're going to have to do it for end reasons as well on the updates. Okay. So then you just do this. It's really simple. Return a list, right, of listing platform. It's really easy. Wow, look at that. You don't actually need database. Really? Oh, you don't even need database because it's a hardwired enum. Exactly. Listing platforms hard-coded Python enum. You don't even need a database table at all for it. That's cool. So you don't even have to query a row. So there is no querying a row and no need for a session call for getDB dependency. Correct, no database sessions needed at all. You're not querying a table, you're exposing a Python constant through FastAPI. Cool. So that's what it looks like then, it's just this response model. Oh, nice. So then we'll have a similar thing here for, we'll have another one from old, just set this up while we're here, listing end reason. Router.get listing end reasons. Nice. Cool. So now I think we're ready to shift focus back to the front end. Oh, and our errors cleared up there. Wow. Okay, so create listing page here is this with hello. So we're gonna do a create list form. We're gonna pass in a create list form. We're gonna pass in product ID equals to ID product SKU equals to. Ooh. We're not passing the SKU. I'll just do temp. For now. Line 57, a create listing form. Are you open to questions? Yeah, sure. What's up, dude? How's it going, Eldon? What backend framework are you using? Oh, this is FastAPI. I'm using FastAPI, Pydantic, SQL Alchemy, and then I'll eventually use Alembic for migrations. I'm using Docker for containerizing my PostgreSQL container or instance on my local device here. Listing platform line 57. So this gives us listing reference data. I want to see what this is even, right? So we have this create listing form, which gets listing reference data. And we go to create listing page. Use effect load data. So this would get listing reference data equals to listing references. I'm really confused about what to do in terms of programming because, you know, AI is doing almost everything, so I take advice from you if possible. I mean, I will be apprehensive to try to give like advice as I'm pretty trying to learn myself and navigate these waters. I think it's, I would be very careful taking advice from really anybody in this field or anybody in this time, because no one really knows what they're doing. Everybody is navigating these things on a day-to-day basis, and I really wouldn't, you know, I can provide my input, my experiences, my thoughts, current opinions that may shape and form differently over the next foreseeable amount of time, but we are all navigating this new wave of life, basically. I see you're copying the paths, response data types to the TypeScript frontend. You may want to consider using OpenAPI spec to generate those as client. Could you give me some more information on that? I'm not really sure. Cause I'm down to learn more, honestly, but I just don't really know much. I'm kind of just using, this is the current knowledge I know. So if there's been different ways to do things and further ways to, that'd be cool. So let me know. Well, I think my phone updated. Oh, it did. 626.6. Okay. I see what you're pointing to. Thanks a lot. Well, do you have any questions, or I guess I can maybe try to some more specific things that you're trying to do with programming that we can discuss together? Okay, so create list form, it can't map because this should just give us back list reference data. Okay, so we don't have platforms yet. In promise ref, list reference data is not defined at load data. Listing page on 2023. Get listing reference data. Cannot read type of undefined map, create listing form. Back to this. So listing reference data. So I want to await console.log data. We should be logging this data though. Undefined. So get reference data. Okay, this is where I'm confused. So we have const data is returned by get listing reference data. Okay. Get listing reference data is here. It's a promise for and a return. But I'm not returning this promise. I need to return this promise. Even though, so if I want to add anything onto here, we can. So error caught listing page 40 adding right into your tree. So I got its listing platform array. There it is. There it is. So now we need to go into there and index into listing reference data, but we'll set a console.log data, set listing reference data to data. We'll pass listing reference data here, right? And then we will map listing reference data dot listing platforms. Oh, where? I really thought that was it. Dang it. So we're getting the object, listing platform. Reference data dot listing platforms. Listing reference data dot listing platforms dot map. That's what I've been doing. Your data shape is correct, so this part is correct. You have a problem on map call feedback. You use brackets for the arrow function body, but you explicitly return. Right now, you return undefined for every platform. Oh shoot. You open up a thing and return this option. And we still cannot redefine on property of map. Also, the name belongs to the select. Okay. But it's a listing platform, right? Listing platforms. That's what we're passing. I don't get it. See, if I get rid of this, it shows us the listing platforms array right there. So then it becomes none as I pass it. Why does it become none when I pass initially? Yeah, ask that question. Why does this become null on the first instance? Or so even when I add in the appropriate key for this object of listing platforms to access that array, it's still showing null. Is because the state is not set for this value on the initial render for the child prop? I thought the prop would be there. Important distinction is that prop isn't necessarily there on the child's first render. The listing reference data is being populated asynchronously in create listing page. Oh, am I not awaiting? Why am I waiting? Set listing reference data here. Let data. So it wants us to do this. So do a child guard here. So listing reference data. Okay. So now if I do the correct mapping of dot listing, no, still no. Oh, and then pass just that individual thing. Oh, you would initialize it and then safely do missing parameter because in the first render. Let's just pass the array, I guess. I'm probably gonna have to modify this whenever I add in additional reference data to this promise for listing reference data. But in the meantime, I'll just pass the array, and then when I go and need to call this function again for getting the because listings also has the optional listing end reason field, and so that one is an enum as well, which we will pull out of the reference data as a key in the object, and so we'll then call that explicitly in the form itself, I think, component, rather than, or maybe we'll pass them both in the, we'll call them in the parent and pass them both individually into the form component. Just like we're doing right now, yeah. So let's do listing reference data, which is not this. We want dot listing listing platforms. Listing reference data. Oh. Are you looking for a CS job right now or just in a learning phase? Yeah, I've looked at some Shadsy and I've looked at some. There's a couple other popular ones I've tried, but I didn't really like having to learn a bunch of their like styling on top of like what I already was doing, and I honestly kept resolving back to like just making my own component. um, I don't know. I'm kind of stubborn like that, but I don't know. What's going on? Does not seem to allow you to send a Jack. I have a Discord. Yeah, you can send stuff there. Hey, how's it going? Vuquan, I am just new to guide your channel. I want to ask about your sources that you got your project ideas like this. Many things keep grinding. Yeah, though, for those that are new, my name is Michael. I have a degree in human biology and a minor in chemistry. I work professionally as a biochemist. I worked for 4 years straight out of college as a formulation chemist in manufacturing, where I built and manufactured chemical controls. I specialized in kind of I taught myself how to code during that period of time, live here on the channel, and then I implemented code for writing algorithms for automating matrix blend formulations for my group, and that really projected me into getting a role here, kind of working in like equipment management for a clinical research laboratory for cancer research within the same company, just a different group, and yeah, and then hopefully next year I'll be able to move adjacently into kind of like the bioinformatics position and be able to kind of code biochemical stuff full time. That'd be kind of cool. I do a little bit of coding in my job right now, not as much as I would like. I do some scripts for KPI tracking and more equipment and electronic related stuff, but just mainly corporate lab functioning relations and how to keep a corporate clinical lab going and stuff. So that's my current role, but I would be open to dev jobs if possible ever. I would be open to it for sure. I just honestly, I do not want to. I've done it before. I've solved over 100 leak code problems on my leak code account, but I just don't want to study that crap. I have no like passions for that. I like putting my ideas that I have in my head like to life through programming, like through my stock option stuff, chemical simulators, SpectroSim, PolyWhirl, our prediction market better, leaderboard, these kinds of data, financial, quantitative statistics I enjoy, option market, stocks. We built that stock market like investment 10x simulator for like since inception per ticker symbol, which was cool. We have all those cool projects on the channel that we built on my GitHub as well, so go check those out. But all right, cool. So we have this now, which is good. All right, I think I'm gonna call it here for today though. It's 3 a.m. Thanks so much for being here, you guys. Please leave a like on the stream if you enjoyed the early or late night stream for me. It's 3 in the morning, but appreciate you guys being here. If you guys could do the hype and like the stream, that'd be great. Let's go ahead and push up the code though. This is a really good session. Add listing, page details, add listing. Alright, cool. Alright, thank you guys. Have you guys did your SaaS projects? Looks like you have a pretty unique perspective with coding and chemistry. I've thought about stuff like the algorithm I wrote for my work. I thought about maybe taking that information and going off on my own and like seeing if I could sell that to other people and like do it my own way. But I don't know, like there's a lot of like regulation and red tape. I don't really know where to go about with like chemical patient stuff, and it's like lawyer. I just don't have a lot of knowledge, and it just seems like this very large wall of like like this thing that you can't get past. I don't know. You want to collaborate on my project? Yeah, you can send stuff in my Discord, no problem, man. I'll check it out. Alright guys, I'm gonna head out for tonight. Thanks so much for being here. Please subscribe if you want to see me program some more Python and React full stack projects, deep learning in Python, all that jazz. I've streamed myself learning and teaching myself how to code from scratch, literally from zero, live on the stream. I have over probably 1,000 hours so far on live streaming this programming. So I'll go back and look at all my streams. I wonder if we're up to 1,000 videos on YouTube yet. We're probably pretty close. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.